Picture a wall. Not just any wall. This one is inside one of the most luxurious hotels in America, a place where presidents have slept, where society's finest have sipped cocktails and played golf under the open sky. But press your hand against that floral wallpaper in exactly the right spot, and something impossible happens. It swings open. Behind it, a door. A 25-ton door, made of reinforced steel and concrete, nearly 2 feet thick. This is the entrance to one of the most extraordinary secrets in American history. A nuclear bunker hidden beneath a 5-star hotel, built to save the entire United States Congress, and kept secret for 30 years. To understand why a nuclear bunker was hidden under a golf resort, you need to understand the terror that gripped America in the decade following World War II. The Soviet Union had the bomb. The Cold War was escalating by the day, and sitting at the center of American power, Washington, D.C., was a single, unprotected target. President Dwight D. Eisenhower recognized the threat with terrifying clarity. A single Soviet strike on Washington could, in an instant, eliminate the entire American government. The President, the Congress, the Supreme Court. Gone. Eisenhower called this a decapitation strike, and he set in motion a broad program to ensure that, even in the worst-case scenario, the American government would survive. The White House had its own deep bunker. The Pentagon had contingency plans. But what about Congress? 435 members of the House, 100 senators, the full legislative branch of the United States government. They needed a place close enough to reach quickly, far enough to survive a strike on the Capitol, hidden enough that the Soviets would never find it. Eisenhower already had a place in mind. He had been there many times. So had nearly every other American president of the 20th century. The Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. A sprawling luxury retreat nestled in the Appalachian Mountains. Elegant ballrooms, championship golf courses, mineral springs believed to have healing properties. But beneath the resort, something else would be built. Something the public would never know existed. Construction began in 1959 under a classified federal project known as Project Greek Island. The official explanation for the activity was simple. The Greenbrier was expanding its conference facilities. Workers poured thousands of tons of concrete. Massive underground chambers were excavated. Ventilation systems, generators, and reinforced blast doors were installed. Hotel guests saw construction trucks and assumed it was part of a renovation. No one imagined that beneath their feet, the United States government was building a fully functional underground capital. The bunker complex stretched across more than 100,000 square feet. 2 underground levels hidden beneath the West Virginia wing of the resort. The walls were made of reinforced concrete several feet thick, designed to withstand the shockwave of a nuclear explosion. Inside were dormitories containing over 1,000 bunk beds, a cafeteria capable of feeding the entire population in shifts, a medical clinic equipped for surgery, water tanks holding tens of thousands of gallons of fresh water, diesel generators capable of powering the entire complex independently. The bunker was designed to keep the legislative branch alive for months if the surface world had been devastated. But survival was only part of the mission. Congress also needed to govern. Deep inside the bunker were 2 massive chambers designed to replicate the House of Representatives and the Senate. One room contained rows of seats and microphones for members of the House. The other served as a chamber for the Senate, There was even a television studio, cameras, broadcast equipment, and large painted backdrops depicting the United States Capitol in different seasons. Spring blossoms, summer greenery, autumn leaves, winter snow. If Congress ever needed to address the nation from inside the bunker, those backdrops would create the illusion that the government was still operating in Washington. Every detail had been planned with extraordinary precision. There were air filtration systems designed to remove radioactive particles from incoming air. Decontamination chambers where arriving officials would be scrubbed of fallout. Storage rooms filled with months of preserved food. Communication systems capable of maintaining contact with military command centers across the country. And hidden among these practical systems was something far darker. A room officially described in government documents as a pathological waste incinerator. In plain language, it was a crematorium. The planners of the bunker understood a brutal reality. If more than 1,000 people were sealed underground for months in the aftermath of nuclear war, some of them would die. The facility had to be prepared for that possibility. For decades, the bunker sat silently beneath the Greenbrier resort, waiting for a crisis that never came. The maintenance of this secret facility required a small group of individuals who understood exactly what existed beneath the hotel. They worked under the cover of a company called Forsyth Associates. Officially, Forsyth Associates was a contractor responsible for maintaining the resort's television and audio systems. In reality, the employees were highly cleared government technicians tasked with maintaining the bunker itself. They checked the generators, replaced air filters, rotated food supplies, maintained the communications equipment, tested the blast doors. To the outside world, they were simply technicians working at a luxury resort. For 30 years, the secret held. Above ground, the Greenbrier continued to operate as one of America's most prestigious resorts. Presidents vacationed there. Celebrities attended events in the grand ballroom. Guests played golf on the rolling hills of West Virginia. Below ground, a shadow version of the United States government waited in silence. Then, in 1992, the secret was exposed. An investigative journalist named Ted Gupp received a tip about a hidden bunker beneath the Greenbrier. He began investigating quietly, talking to locals, examining construction records, following small clues that had gone unnoticed for decades. His reporting culminated in a major exposé published in the Washington Post magazine titled "The Ultimate Congressional Hideaway." The article revealed the existence of the bunker to the entire world. Within days, the U.S. government acknowledged the facility and began shutting down the classified operation. Sensitive equipment was removed. The bunker was officially decommissioned. Today, the bunker beneath the Greenbrier still exists. Visitors can walk through the blast doors and see the dormitories, the congressional chambers, the television studio, and the massive concrete corridors that once held the contingency plan for the survival of American democracy.